All right, welcome in. Happy Fridays, the Dean Korp podcast. I'm Korp.
I'm Dean.
All right, let's start off with a quick question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite potato food?
Oh, damn.
There's a lot of good ones.
There are a lot of good ones. I think it's got to be like mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
I think French fries are probably like the number one.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be so hard to go without French fries anymore. It's like
So there,
but like, it's not the best one.
No, what do you think the best one is?
Man, like, so when you start adding like other ingredients like cheese and sour cream.
So that's why I like mashed potatoes. So there's this form of mashed potatoes I had in Vegas at Joe Robichon's restaurant. And Robichon potatoes are like 51% like French butter and like the rest potatoes. So it's mostly just butter. But dude, they're so creamy and delicious, and it just like changed the way I viewed, because I never really like ate mashed potatoes, but I do have
mashed potatoes.
I can
are
eat
delicious.
mashed potato now.
Oh, they're good. You can make them with skins on, skins off.
I like skin on a lot of the
time.
But there's a delicacy to skin off.
Yeah. I like both.
But dude, truffle French fries, when they flour the French fries and they're extra crispy, that blows me away every time. Or fries with cheese and bacon on them, sour cream and chives or onions, whatever, something, or green onion.
Yeah, tater tots with like a nacho spread.
Crispy tater tots, man. So we're basically like cheese, I think. Yeah, cheese, dude. Cheese and potatoes, almost hand in hand.
Yeah, they're winners.
Yeah, for sure. But I also like a pasty, like a Cornish pasty. Like, have you ever had like a pasty?
Oh, what's that?
It's like a big up north thing. It's like a huge Michigan thing. As a Michigander, I feel as though you should know. So it's a pasty is like a pot pie that you hold. It's not like super hot on the outside. It's not like baked like that. But like there's a bunch of veggies inside, like typically carrots, potatoes, like and like celery. And
I've had like the pot pies before.
Yeah, no, but a pasty is like a whole like it's like up north. Like it became a thing in the Upper Peninsula because of the lumberjacks were mostly Dutch or Austrian, one of the two, and it was like a food from that land, and it was just something that they could eat that would still be hot 2 or 3 hours later, or at least a little warm while they're freezing up in the Upper Peninsula.
Okay,
and it was just like an easy like home thing to just.
The more you talk about it, the more I'm like something like.
Yeah,
maybe I remember.
It literally just picture a pot pie outside of the tin, and like riveted in the middle, so it's like a circle almost.
Okay,
it's fucking delicious, dude. Let's drive like 6 hours one of these weekends up north just to go get one. They're fucking delicious.
I'm not opposed to it. We can make some plans, make some arrangements.
UP would be sweet too, but yeah, dude, potatoes rock though. They do.
If I'm going to the UP though, I'm going to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah,
I gotta like camp, fish, or do something. I can't just like go there, get a sandwich, and come home. Like there's got to be more.
You're
to
absolutely right.
That journey.
You got to see it Lake Superior.
I just drove for 3 hours.
Have you ever been to Have you ever been up UP?
I would say I have, but I don't know if I can say in my adult life I have.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like maybe as a kid or like
we did a lot more
and like
vacationing when I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it was like my parents showing me around.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, and then when I was like,
and when you're a kid, you don't appreciate it the same way. You just,
I mean, you do and you don't. Like,
yeah.
Like looking back, I think I did, but when I was there, I probably did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when you're there, you don't really like understand your surrounding. Like,
no,
I love the Upper Peninsula.
I didn't even realize. So we used to have a lake or a cottage on Lake Michigan.
Oh, awesome!
And it was real nice. You just walk down the stairs and there's a beach, and then like over time, the beach was gone. It was just like it had disappeared. It was like the tide had come in so far.
That's awesome.
It was just like crazy, and then like
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean.
I like the lakes, dude. The Great Lakes are awesome.
They're just crazy. They're just like huge,
the biggest bodies of fresh water, in the world, and they're all so cool, man. And they're huge. They look like oceans,
like sand dunes and anything like that.
Yeah, it's like bear dunes are cool too.
It's fun,
but yeah,
those are all like that's all those memories of going up north. Like for me, it's not like camping in the woods. I mean, I guess we did a little bit, but
see, like I didn't grow up camping except for like Boy Scouts.
Okay.
And we went like twice a year or 3 times a year on the Boy Scouts camping trip, and then after that, it was like just an excuse to go get trashed in the woods with my friends. Like, I mean, that's really like why we ended up going camping most of the time. Spend 2 days just smoking weed and getting drunk in the woods. And then it grew to appreciate things about camping. And then, yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that I could do more frequently, but like I'm at like
I like to go like it. Like I like it. I'd say at the level I like it is like 10 to 15 times a year would be ideal.
Well, you have to be ideal weather. Like when it's cold, it is not. It's not as enjoyable.
But this after a while of camping, it kind of is in a sense.
But like I'm not. I don't want to be in like the scorching heat either.
No, because that's actually way worse. You could take cold because you can layer up and go sit in the tent and get warm.
I like the idea of like going either on a trail or like having a path or a destination or like because then. It's like we're trekking on. We're trying to see this.
Well, if you ever want to invest some money in some backpacking gear, we could go. I have most of the gear. You just need a backpack and a tent and a sleeping bag, and that's all I could. And even then, you don't even really need the tent.
I think
we could do like a solid
if
2-3
I were
day.
to do something like that, it would start with like a tent in like the back area where I live.
Yeah,
with Theo, and if he likes it, then we continue down that path, and that makes it easier.
Yeah, if he likes camping, that's awesome.
It's something right now where I'm kind of like holding. I have a 4-year-old and I'm like holding like which direction are we going to kind of like really gear in?
Yeah.
And if it turns out that he likes music, then we're going to get him a bunch of instruments.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like start going camping.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
And just so we're just kind of that's how I'm feeling. I'm like like he's got a bunch of cool toys. Like it is he doesn't need. So I'm like kind of waiting. Is it going to be sports? Is it going to be?
Yeah, you'll find out more too once he goes to school. Yeah, and then he'll meet other kids and see other interests and like
So I'm gonna push him in the sports because that's something that I think is like healthy.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good that comes from it. But there doesn't mean I don't want him to do those other things that I didn't do because I think I missed out in some sense. Like,
well, like you can't do everything when you're a kid.
Right? No,
like sometimes I hear your jock stories and I'm like, I feels like I missed out in like I wouldn't say I had like the. You have what are like the American wonder years of high school. Like you actually have that like on TV. Like I never had that. Like my high school for me, for lack of it, was like trying way too hard to be something I wasn't. I always had a hard time making friends. The friends I did have picked on me. So it's like I dealt with really bad friends up until I would say I was almost 20. And at that time, I just learned to value friendship a little bit differently. And, who I put in my circles and who I wanted to be around. But like, so high school was like just, oh, dude, I had that like, I was like that opposite side, like that depressed ass kid, like I was like every girl's best friend while they were complaining about you. Like in the worst sense, like if there was a guy who, like 100%, like, oh, this guy, he just treats me like shit, but like, I just can't stop going back to him. And I'm over here like, I don't know how to sleep with you, but I want to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I tried to go the friend route and it was just like, oh man, I had like the opposite of your high school experience.
Yeah. Well, when you're good at sports and you're the starter.
Yeah. I mean, it works out.
I don't know. I mean, like maybe I best friended the coaches a little bit, me and Chris. They best friended us.
Yeah.
They chose that. So
have you seen that Glenn's been putting up all of your guys' old videos on YouTube? Yeah. You watch any?
No.
I
have all the tapes though.
Oh, you do?
My stepdad and my mom videotape most of everything I've done.
So. Oh, that's cool.
So if anything, they're like on VHS somewhere. Yeah, I can go like update them. But I have like a DVD of like Glenn stuff and a bunch of other stuff. So.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, man, it was crazy. Junior year, we didn't play at all. That was like so dumb to a lot of us. Like,
you didn't play any,
like barely any snaps.
Were you just like on the?
We're on the team, but
because you're sidelined.
When you're a junior,
you can't play with the lower.
No, you're like you should be playing with varsity, and there's a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
And so like they only started seniors that year.
Right, because it's their last year.
Yeah,
playing, so
but like usually like there's a mesh. Like some of these guys like me, Chris, Derek. And like a handful of other guys that I'm not remembering, like played every down.
Yeah.
Like we didn't come off the field. Now we're not good enough to come off and like run down on kickoff.
Yeah.
And do some of these extra things that like special teamers do. Like just let us get some like varsity play.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that too. I mean, it doesn't make sense to not let the new guys take a crack.
It's like a team sport. Like running down on kickoff sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
and they wouldn't even let you do that?
Well, no, I only hated it because it's just the coaching.
Yeah.
I only hated it because like I'm like playing all the downs, and pretty much what it is a sprint down the field to make the tackle on this guy that's going to be juking. You got to run a lot. I'm like the linebacker and the quarterback. Like I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah,
part
that's
too.
a long ass.
And I'm the kicker and the punter long snapper.
So you punted to yourself, then kicked?
No. I snapped to Chris.
Oh,
I would like long
Chris
snap
kicked.
that 15-yard snap.
That's a long ass snap.
Yeah, I could do that right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm sure you can. Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's like 3 of us that did like all those. But that's how bad our team was. Like, that's not like say that like, oh, we went on to win states. Like, no. I got hit a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, see, you know what? I never got
there's times I was like standing, arm like ready to throw.
And just destroyed.
Ball like in the air.
Oh.
Like, nothing like boom, just like it was a 3-step.
Is that hard
drop.
to get up from?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah. You just got to do it.
Like it's different when like I know it's coming and I can flinch, but I was in the motion of throwing to the left and I get hit blindsided. We called it a 3-step drop, but really it was like a quick 2-step drop. So I take under center, snap, 2 steps back and throw.
Right.
And I got smoked.
Yeah.
So that's how quick the guy.
You just don't even know what's happening.
Nobody blocked the guy.
Yeah. So he just ran right at you.
Just smoked me. Yeah. Like what was I supposed to do?
No. Yes. Yeah. Never got hit like that. I tried to do cross country for a year, and as a fat kid, that was rough. That was a hard year.
No, cross country. I don't like running.
I've always, you know what was funny as shit in high school? I always was friends with cross country kids. It always just happened that way. One of my best friends growing up he was one of the fastest runners in the state of California. Yeah. He like June or freshman year, he came in and ran like a 5:15.
That's crazy.
As a freshman. That's crazy. They were like, dude, like this guy was insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Running fast like
I'm like trying to think of my fastest mile might have been like under 6 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what the average is, or it's like 8 minutes.
Yeah, I would assume probably like the average is probably like 7 minutes for somebody who's.
They used to make us run upstairs, which was like I felt like was like no way this is an accurate. Like if you run 5 laps
upstairs, dude, I feel like mile. Yeah, man, I think so. No, not to say it's a mile, but it's not even the mile; it's the stairs. They want you.
No, we weren't using the stairs. It was just like we had an upstairs.
Oh.
And we were going around like the upstairs of our high school, and they would say it's like you got to run 5 laps is a mile, and you got to run like a 7-minute mile.
Oh, okay. So they want.
I'm like, but there's no way this is a mile. This isn't. Yeah, this is like way more than a mile. Or
you guys didn't have a track or anything?
We did. It was like when it's like baseball season, so it was like snowing out. We were like coming out of bad weather season into
gotcha
spring. Right, spring, summer, yeah. Baseball gets the best season. It's unheard of that the respect baseball gets from other sports.
Yeah, to give them the whole best season.
Well, if I'm basketball or hockey, I'm starting January 1st.
Yeah.
And we're playing our season from January 1st to like July.
Yeah.
And then July 4th, you remember that it's hockey finals.
Yeah.
And now that becomes a thing. It's part of your marketing.
You thought about this before.
I mean, it's not hard to think about.
No. I feel like it's a bummer that the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals are like the same time every year.
Everyone is like, "Oh, well, you got to play hockey in the winter time." Like, why? We play them indoors everywhere. Like, yeah, it's cool. You can play them, but like, no, like, do it then.
And football can be played inside,
and then no one has an outdoor arena. But like, I'm just saying that time period right there is a huge window of like from April to July. You would have. Because basketball ends in April.
I mean, like they shut it down when it rains. Like, what other sport gets that? Like, if it rains too much, they're just like, we're just gonna stop playing. Like,
it's usually because of lightning.
Oh, is it because of lightning? Yeah. If you hold the bat up, you're gonna get shocked.
Well, like in little league and stuff, it's because there's little kids and no one wants to be sued because they're playing in bad weather.
So I feel like that can't translate all the way to Major League Baseball. Like they shut down entire games for rain.
It's lightning a lot of the time.
Oh, is it lightning? Okay.
They'll play to a certain point, like if it starts raining because of lightning, and then like usually it's like 15 minutes from the last lightning, it has to at least make it to that point, and then we can decide if we can play. Make an educated decision. On like,
it's lightning, really.
That's how it always was for me when I was in Little League growing up. I played a lot of baseball. It was always like 30 minutes after lightning, we can go back on the field.
Oh, okay.
And so like so you make a decision. If there's like a big rain cloud, you maybe wait an extra 10 minutes and let that
dissipate. I wonder if it really stems from like kids waving around metal bats getting struck by lightning.
Yeah, like, that's what we were told. I mean, at least that's like the tall tale.
Yeah, but like that just seems really unlikely, but I guess that's how it works too at the same time. Anyways, that's a silly ass thing to fucking
safety, think man. If it's not about our kids, then what it's about?
You might as well. Why risk it? Level, I guess it's like a why fuck with it situation. Yeah. I don't have kids, so my head doesn't go to children's safety. Instant. Yeah, I get it. You do anything to keep your kids safe.
That's my mom's a nurse, so she has like installed in me. She's a home care nurse. She's like ready for. Be prepared, like she could like save multiple people's lives for many different ailments all at once.
Yeah,
like she's got the stuff in her house.
That's awesome.
Because she's a nurse. She orders it off Amazon. Like
it's like when you sit in a mechanics. Like my dad's a mechanic. If you look around the rest of the garage, it's just all mechanics tools.
Yeah, so it's hard not to be like, well,
you can't bring it. You got to bring.
Like I don't even have Band-Aids. My mom's like ready for like saving everybody.
Dude, after Scott sliced his hand open in the UP. When we were up there, I you really realize in an emergency moment that your emergency medical kit that you have in your car or like whatever your basic standard camping, if this happens, like here's the thing. When you're camping or when you're doing things outdoors, if you hurt yourself, chances are it's not like a Band-Aid and an alcohol swab is going to make like, here you go, let's just put that on there. Like my buddy sliced down to his fucking tendon. And I didn't have a big patch of gauze, enough tape. Like I didn't have like, ideally something to stop the bleeding. Like what my friend needed in that moment was a bump of cocaine and a shot of whiskey. Like that's what he needed to survive that time. Like I like, you know what I mean? Like I would keep cocaine purely for that moment in my life. Yeah. Like, dude, like you just cut yourself open with an axe. Like,
yeah.
It's not going to feel good. Like,
no,
camping accidents are bad. Any camping accident I've been around.
Well, it just doesn't stop with the accident. Though.
Yeah,
like you're camping, so now like you're far away from anybody.
We were 45 minutes from the hospital, which isn't super bad in the UP because that's 45 minutes of just like driving 60 miles an hour. Like,
yeah,
it's not. I
mean, at that point, you're like, it could be worse.
It could be worse. We could have been 2 hours, 3 hours away. You don't know the kind of damage that could happen. Yeah, dude, it was that was wild.
Yeah, thinking about that, it's not almost lose your hand. What is he trying to do?
He was trying to cut a piece of wood and split it, like a small piece of wood. That was like maybe not small. It was probably about that big, but
like 2 inches.
Yeah, he just had his hand in a bad spot. And came down on it. It was the first thing in the morning, rather. Wow, that was hard for me to say.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, coffee just got done making. Like I just got done, and then I just heard a yelp. It wasn't even. It was just like like not a yelp sounded kind of like no. It was definitely like a grunt. Mispa made a noise, and Brittany was like, "Oh my god!" Like just like screamed, And because Brittany was like this far away from Scott when Scott did it, so she just like watched him do it, and like
she might not. Did she see it?
She saw him hit it.
That's gruesome.
Yeah, rough, right?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
If you're ever swinging an axe at wood, you always have to be mindful of shins and hand, and that's like the two most important thing. And feet, like just anything knee and below. Always be really mindful of where you're standing because like. That axe wants to go in a circle. You have to think of like an axe slicing rotation as like that's a full circle if it goes all the way around. So that momentum doesn't stop. You like keep going, right? So if you miss your target, what a lot of the worst ones are feet injuries, especially when people are slinging around big axes, like just trying to chop firewood. They just like hit their feet. They're not mindful of their feet.
Well, they go to swing and then it follow through.
Yeah. The biggest problem with that is that like. It's just the way people swing axes.
As you get tired too, and go to like swing it harder.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you don't swing an axe hard.
Yeah.
You just go up. You have your hand, like your hands hold it like this. You go up, and then this hand does this really slick slide right here, and then all of the momentum of the axe just goes. Boop, right.
I've seen the Avengers. I watched Captain America.
Yeah. You know how axes work.
I've seen some movies.
But I was that was nutty.
I've seen really like broody men chopping wood.
Yeah.
They're upset on farms.
Just
lots of years of Smallville.
Oh my God, Clark Kent. What a weird rendition of Superman.
They did a thing with him on that CW Arrow. He made an appearance.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. They cameoed him. It's like, do you need some work? Like, have you been out of work? You've been out of work for a while.
I don't know what he's been doing, but I'm sure he's.
No, exactly. Like nothing important, probably. He was like, "Damn, I didn't get that Superman role in the movies. Fuck." He looks like, in my mind, what Superman looks like in the comic books. Like they actually found somebody that looks like the current guy is pretty good too, though. He's got a Clark Kent look to it.
Like help usher in superhero TV. Like
for sure. Well, they didn't overdo it. The biggest CGI effect was when he ran fast or shot a laser beam from his eyes. You know, like he'd get horny and shoot laser beams from his eyes. What a funny episode from fucking Smallville.
Yeah.
Like that was a pretty good show, actually. You know, I'm knocking it a little bit, but I definitely watched like 8 seasons of it at least. Like it was pretty solid.
I don't know. Some dude just bought all the seasons off me that I owned at my garage sale.
For how much?
I don't remember. $30.
Yeah.
Way less than I paid for it.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I mean, it was like
at a garage sale though. I'm surprised that somebody went for it.
Yeah, like
Smallville. Was he stoked? He's like, wow.
I was like, yes, yes.
Smallville.
Score. Like that's just like DVDs I'll never watch. It's free on Netflix.
Yeah, it's free now.
like that's 100% Score.
Free subscription, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for Netflix, but it's like. Yeah, that's a bonus. I always are already paying for Netflix, and then now it.
At what point do we lose? I wonder. Like, if you run the math, at like what point are they making money off of us? Like, for how much TV you could really watch
on Netflix? You're saying?
Yeah, like Netflix.
You're only Netflix.
Yeah, most people are like usually 2. They'll go 2. I don't think most people go into the realm of having 3 subscriptions.
See, like I have cable now because I have to watch football, and I don't want to watch the finals for hockey.
Oh, okay. That's fair. You're going to cancel cable after it's all over?
Maybe. Brian's like, I signed a contract.
Oh, got her. They got her because they know everyone wants that streaming.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to throw her under the bus on.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. So, wow, dude. You know what? Good run on. Oh, shit. How many? 22 minutes. Okay, cool. So, that was a pretty good chat on potatoes.
Yeah.
To bring it all back to the beginning.
Man. Potatoes are delicious.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I might have changed to French fries now. I think I was just hungry when I said mashed potatoes.
And it depends on what your main course is too. I think that makes a huge difference.
Back into it. No, actually, you know what? Yeah. Super fair.
If I'm having a steak, like a baked potato goes real good with it. I know it's going to be a hearty meal. Yeah. And I'm going to be like chilling.
I just baked potatoes are just what mashed potatoes want to become. I mean, I'm sorry. Baked potato wants to become a mashed potato. It's so close. Just mash it up and put good shit in it.
All I really, really do is cut it 2 ways.
Sour cream.
And then you go down the thing.
Do you put sour cream
in? And then you mix it in. And you just mush it in a way that
you mashing it? Are you mashing the potato?
Then they're bigger chunks. So
just get chunky mashed potato.
I mean, some places don't have. Some places make a better baked potato. So
that's true.
Than the mashed potato.
I feel like it's not hard to bake a potato.
Like if I'm gonna make it at home, like I'm like.
With absolute disgust to Applebee's, I can never believe when people ordered baked potatoes at Applebee's.
Oh man, I mean, we shouldn't even go down that.
Yeah, that'd be a good episode. Well, you want to just go like straight up. We don't work in the restaurants anymore, and I'll bust every one of them. I will tell you the deep dark of like the nastiest shit I've ever seen in the restaurant.
We need to put a little bit more distance between me and the restaurant.
Yeah, okay, for sure. That's a conversation we'll have one day because we're both like. I think Korp did what, like 12, 13 years. I did 12 years.
Yeah.
8 since I was 18. Well, full service restaurants 19, 20. I was a cook at a Korean restaurant.
It was good times, man. It was a lot of good.
I met all my best friends. Yeah. I met a lot of good folk. Met a lot of shitty people too.
Yeah.
There was someone at Bahama Breeze once, and I won't say her name, but I guess she was like doing meth in the bathroom. You know who I'm talking about?
Probably.
Yeah. She like her tables were like started asking where their server was, and it was like 45 minutes. Like they're like looking around, like, is she ever coming back? And they just like sat there.
It's crazy.
Like, what a world, restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, and then those people go on and get a different job and never see
another restaurant. Yeah,
and then
I mean, how many people have I worked with over the years that
especially we worked at a restaurant that was oddly giant
for the area.
I mean,
absolutely,
35 servers on the floor.
Yeah, dude, we had like 100, like 95. It was crazier in Tampa. They had 9 bartenders on and 42 servers on the floor, and they needed every one of them. What a weird full service restaurant, because you'll really never work in any restaurants that busy. You just won't. And full, and everybody gets 2 turns. And sometimes if you're the closer, you get 4 turns, 5 turns. But the average for the restaurant, everyone got 3 turns, so that's 9 tables, all with solid check averages. You could walk out with $170 in 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah,
you know, like when it was really good, like when the restaurant was solid. And then they just started cheap. I don't want to. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but the distance.
Happy hour ruined it for restaurant workers.
Yeah, happy hour is dog shit. And if you're out there and you hear this and you're like, but I love happy hour. For you, it's great, dude. It is absolutely great. I encourage it.
I use it.
It exists. Go use it. I'm not knocking it. I like happy hour. From the service standpoint, happy hour is dog shit, because everybody comes in wanting to be cheap. So they act cheap, and then it's just a cheap experience. That's not what restaurants are for. Like, that's what bars are for. Bars should have happy hours. But like a full service restaurant is somewhere you come out, you enjoy your company, who you're with, you have a little bit of good food, you sit down for an hour or two, and you like relax. Like, if you want to go crazy and like get a good deal and hang out and drink a bunch of cheap drinks and do all that, go to a fucking bar. I don't know. I guess it's complicated, probably.
Now it's just too far down the marketing hole. Too far down.
Yeah, you can't come back. Yeah, 2 for $20, ruin the rest.
I mean, we're talking going way back. The 2 for $20 changed.
You'd have to go to 2006, like right before like everybody started selling cheap food, because they realized like restaurant overhead sucks. That's what they realized at the corporate level. Somebody sat down and was like, "Damn, we own 350 Applebee's, and we only make 6% profits a year. What are we doing? Like, we're barely floating this whole business. If any of these collapse, like our whole empire could fall apart. How do I turn 6% into 12%? Well, like, let me cheap up all the food. That's first place you go.
Yeah,
you just start, booze, cheaper food. How do I bring in more people? Well, everything's already being run at the cheapest threshold. What's the cheapest I could go to make 50 cents or 60 cents off of something? And I'll only do it for 3 hours a day, but I'll fill the volume to make that 60 cents worth it. Right. And like, that's where it all starts. Like, how do I do what puts people in the seats? 2 for $20. How much money do we need to make our bread? Okay, so it costs us $5 in food costs to make 2 entrees. Let's do 2 for $20 and make $15 off of this. We don't need to be charging $18 for, one thing. Yeah. Like, let's get them with 2 things, bring them in on a deal. And then everybody just wants a deal. And then they're like, well, now I only go to Applebee's because they have all the deals. And Chili's is like, fuck, what are we going to do? Let's do 2 apps and an entree for $23. It's like, whoa, wait, we can get 2 appetizers and an entree. And it's like, and if you come in on Wednesday, you get dessert. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah. And then, TGI Fridays over here, like, Flair Bar is never going to die. Yeah. And then Flair Bar dies. And then they come out with more cheap shit.
And it's just a war then.
Yeah, and then it becomes a war. And then the worst part is that war of, I call them like D-class restaurants, right? Because there's clearly classes to restaurants. They're the lower end place that people still go out to eat, right? Yeah. Decent-ish food, like everything's a C or a D rated as far as restaurant goes. Then you bump up to like the C-list, D and B-list restaurants where people go to celebrate, or it's a little more expensive. So Bahama Breeze is one of those places people came to like celebrate. And then they're sitting there like, dude, all these guys are snaking all of the business. Like, we used to be able to charge $5 more a plate, still had good overhead, provided good atmosphere, and now we gotta stoop a little lower, man. Like, how do we get people in? And it's infected all the way up to the top, where like high-end fine dining restaurants now have to have some sort of happy hour to compete with the happy hour time. Because if you don't, then who's going to come? Like, well, if all it takes is one restaurant to break in any of those classes and say, we need happy hour. And then all of them have to do it. So like, it became infectious around Vegas. It was terrible. Happy hour in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought Bahama Breeze happy hour was bad. Fuck happy hour in Vegas.
I mean, like, it's not necessarily the happy hour. It's those 2 for $20 deals that really break the bank on the other places.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's the difference maker. Is like, okay, from 3 to 6 we can have this.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's our happy hour, or 9 to close.
What did OG do? Olive Garden did endless pasta and breadsticks. Yeah. Are you kidding me? And the worst part about this competition to sell food, by the way, is how fat it makes America. Just like the cycle. It's not good for people to, like, you shouldn't be able, you can't market cigarettes. You shouldn't be able to market restaurants. To me, it's like,
it's a similar thing. Yeah.
It really, like,
that's not going to happen.
I know it's not, because it sounds, that's too extreme, but you get what I mean. It comes from a place of love. Like, right, I read a...
It makes me think of the like the Parks and Rec, where they're like, this is the large. And it's like,
yeah, it's the giant.
And they're like, or you can order the small. And it's like the tiniest cup ever. Like, yeah, you're always going to get the large.
Yeah, every time.
It comes with its own seatbelt.
That was Sweetums. Sweetums did that. One pause, YouTube. I hope we didn't miss too much. We missed a minute. Sorry, you guys might have missed the last minute on Spotify.
We were talking about Sweetums.
In Parks and Rec. Yeah, how they fatten up their people, man. I don't know. It's just a slippery slope. I'm one of those people, though, that connects things that are completely unrelated topics. Like, I just see them in my head, and I'm like, does JFK being assassinated lead to Donald Trump? I think so.
What?
Right? Like, just like break it all down. But anyways.
I don't know how you say something like that and they'll follow that up. What?
I just see this clear path. It would take me like an hour to explain.
Okay. All right. Next week.
Next week, yeah. How, in my brain, I think JFK getting assassinated leads to Donald Trump.
No, there's some crazy stuff with the JFK assassination, but that could be his whole thing. I mean,
so many people wanted to kill JFK.
I feel like murder then was just a little bit easier for everybody.
You want to make a statement, though. That's why it's not like murder. That was a political statement.
Like, but
we can kill your president.
What I'm saying is, I mean, yeah, but like the technology base now doing something like that, I feel like with DNA and this, that, the other thing. But
what like DNA, what like it's not as simple as like the guys are just like jizzing everywhere after they make the shot, you know, like somebody could kill it. Like you could do it. You could do it and get away with it. But like, why would you want to go through all the trouble? Right? Like, who goes through all the trouble just to get caught? Like Lee Harvey Oswald, like went through all this trouble.
He's like set up, you know.
I don't know if he said it was set up. I mean, wouldn't you say you were set up?
Or like he was just like the pawn?
Yeah, like he might have pulled the trigger, but he was a pawn. But how do you follow that up? I don't know. I'd have to do more research into it.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a later podcast.
It was just the forces that killed JFK. Because like he goes 1 week and he gives a speech about conspiracy groups in the country and how he won't stand for it. And then the next week, maybe it's like a month or whatever, or it's that same year, he goes to Dallas and gets fragged. Like, you know, no better way to say like, hey, don't talk about that. Then we're going to kill the president of the United States.
I mean,
and if those forces stay in power, bro, and they have enough sway, I don't know. I could just see how Donald Trump gets elected. Because it's just like a fuck you. I think like stuff like that's just like a fuck you to America.
I don't know.
Yeah, my bad.
You're like some other stuff.
I'm stoned and like in a totally different world.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh. Yeah, this potato topic really got us.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're
like
33 minutes on potatoes. This is the potato podcast, boys.
So have you been playing any of that? What is it? Baldur's Gate?
No, I've been. Baldur's Gate picked a good and a bad time to come out. It showed me how much more I love D&D, and how much more I'm going to enjoy playing D&D the next time we all sit down. Not that I didn't enjoy the first show.
No, but you have an understanding.
Yeah. It makes me really excited for what they're going to keep doing with the game, since that's just like the soft release. There's only about 25 hours of gameplay anyways. So I'm like, you know, there's no rush right now. At this moment, there's no rush to play. I'm just going to hit a wall eventually. Mariano hit that wall in like 3 days, and that was it. Right. So like I could go do it, but like I've just been so enthralled in woodworking and like wanting to become a carpenter. Man. Yeah, dude. I'm like, I can't stop thinking about
because winter is coming, and as much as you say you're gonna have a space heater, it's just not as enjoyable doing stuff out here as it would be. And maybe you won't mind it.
I think that I'm gonna need something to do. My biggest thing is like what I've learned with the cold and working in it, because I've never I know 45 degrees is chilly. And at most times in my life, how long I really had to experience 45 degrees was like, okay, maybe a couple days worth for camping. But like in general, you go from your house to your car where it's warm to the work, and you go from the car to inside the work where it's warm again. Yeah. So it's like you spend all of like 7 minutes a day sometimes in the cold, and people complain about winter through and through. Like, I fucking hate winter. Yeah. It's fucking cold everywhere. It's like, yeah, it's really cold because you're outside for 14 minutes a day times 7, which, is a number, and I can't think of it right now, but it's not that many minutes a week to be stuck out in the cold. I'm like in it for 10 hours a day, like just standing in the cold, and like my body's gotten used to it. And the biggest thing I learned is like, if you stay moving and task oriented, you just kind of stay warm and you have purpose.
Under
Armours? The deepest I've gone is the bibs with sweatpants, and I just got these dope ass thermal socks off Amazon. They're pretty fucking warm. And then just like base layer t-shirt, like a long sleeve, a t-shirt on, and a hoodie. And then I wear a vest too. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten pretty layered. Like the one day we were out there, it was 32 degrees in the morning. Like, and we get out there at 8 in the morning. Like usually show up at 7:45. So it's still nice and brisk. But yeah, dude, no, I'm like totally caught up in the hobby of woodworking. So I definitely want to play some BG3. Have you got to play it all?
No, I'm not. My computer does not have enough RAM. I didn't know it was a problem until I bought it. Just the game.
Yeah, we need to look at those specs.
I
know we have so much.
I mean, I got stuff on top of stuff now going on.
Your stuff has stuff.
Yeah, my hobbies. I'm just like at some point, like I'm just been like.
You stoked for Warhammer? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I am. I think it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna be rolling a lot of like 50 dice.
I know it's gonna be fun. Chris said that the way the new books go, though, they kind of like eliminated that much dice rolling, like 50 dice at a time. But I don't know. I know nothing about Warhammer, man.
Well, it just depends on the models. Like, So like what they're trying to do is bigger models, less. Like they do more damage per unit, more wounds, more lives. Like I get 2 lives for every one guy. Okay. Or you can have like a lot of little dudes. And so like my army is built based on the little dudes because that's how it was done
back in past before Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. So with that, it's a tabletop war game. Yeah. And with that, it's like, so you just got to convert these models. Well, they do the same thing. I can have like 80 of them. Chris is like, I'm gonna have like 15. Like,
yeah, you're gonna have so much. Yeah, you're just gonna be going at them with like a ton of.
Because I was like, why would I use any of like the bigger stuff when I can just have like 80 people?
And then that gives you more rolls and more stuff. For sure. Because each one of those guys gets a D6, right, or something like that, or whatever.
They get like, because the type of army it is, they get like saving rolls when they're close. When they're in large groups, they can re-roll ones. They can,
cool.
Like there's a bunch of stuff when I have like 40 plus.
Oh, they get to re-roll ones in large groups. That's
when they're within 12 of the general.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, just knowing how to position.
Bravery, like we're gonna shoot if I'm an engineer, then though, or if I have one. Like there's like all these different rules that like make them buff. So I could just have all these things just shooting at you as you try to come towards.
That's sweet. Yeah, you're playing what faction?
It's the Free Guild, Cities of Sigmar.
Okay.
Under Order.
Okay, and then I know Chris is playing these dwarves that are like
Fray Slayer.
Yeah, they're like they imbue gold.
So it's like Order, and then Cities of Sigmar, and then like the Fray Slayer dwarves. Yeah, and then the one that Mike's doing.
Okay,
they're all both under Order, like so we're all like in like the good family.
Okay,
and then but we're not necessarily allies.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? We're not like we're probably gonna fight each other. So
yeah. They're not like you're not like in D&D it'd be like what chaotic evil.
Yeah,
but you guys are all like lawful good.
Yeah,
but everybody's like doing their own thing. They're not like terrible people. You guys don't slave people or anything like that.
Yeah, but we're gonna fight over whatever reason.
Yep. That makes sense.
New territory.
Yeah, I got to work on my gnome voice a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna try it out.
Voices alone. Trying to figure.
I think the best way for me to do it is to just overcome the embarrassment. I think that's my biggest thing.
To do it, but like also some other simple tricks, like talking slower, talking faster.
Yeah.
Just when you're in character will help like
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to maintain.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. Like I'm just trying to find a voice that like I feel like
suits a cat.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a different type of character too. Yeah.
You're a cat. I guess you could have like you could have
pretty much anything. I guess it's a voice.
Much,
whatever voice I can come up with, but then I'd have to continue to say it.
Yeah, you gotta pick it, or you just tell the whole group, not in character. I'm working on my voice. It might change. It has nothing to do with it. Will not reflect
just run with a couple different.
I'm stoked though. I want to get one more D&D group going. I think we could easily do twice a month on like an opposing Sunday afternoon again. Maybe
I'm down. I mean, D&D is always fun. It's a great way to get together and do some stuff.
I'm sure we could even try if we've tried really hard like Tuesday night, and everybody knows they're gonna stay up a little bit later, and like do like a 7 to 11 or something. We could try to do a one-off campaign, dude. I want you to try to DM. I just want anyone to do what I want to play. I just want to play so bad because like I'll get the Discord from Sean, but he said he found like total one-off campaigns that somebody just needs to DM. Like all the stuff is set up.
Send it to me and we'll see how long they are and what I have to do.
They should only be a few hours, so I think it could like definitely happen. You just start. Yeah, dude, I just want to play. Like I don't want to DM. I totally stand with Mariano, like 100%. Like love to play the game, don't want to make the game.
I get it. I'm a game maker, man. I made my son a board game.
Dude, this will only help you get better.
We have to finish making the game. I can't wait. I think we're going to do it this weekend.
Oh, cool, man. Excited. I'll try to get you your table.
We have no furniture right now because of a mistake.
Oh, yeah. So you got all the...
You got this free space.
Yeah, giant space.
About building a fort, doing something like that.
Yeah, cool.
But it's like, well, we could probably play the game. We can get the tiles out, set them up, see how it looks. I can write down some of the rules and just play it on the fly.
Yeah.
As we kind of construct like what each thing does, how you get gold, where we store the gold there in the game.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, that'd be a sweet game. Where you said it's going to be like big.
Yeah, it's going to be like you actually physically walk.
Yeah, that's cool. Nature.
I love it, man.
It's a nice day out too.
Today was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good one. Probably, I've been saying it so many times. I'm like, this is the last nice day of the year. But today probably could actually be the last night.
I hope not, man. I hope it's nice.
75 again in October. Like, it's almost November.
Does this mean it's going to snow? It's like everything's just evaporated.
Eventually.
So hot.
I do. That's why I gotta do the carpentry. I need something to like keep me alive in the wintertime.
I feel you.
Dude, I haven't had this in 5 years, bro. Like, this
feels good. Feels. I'm happy for you.
I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about that, but
yeah,
I was like, you're like, I'm excited for you to enjoy a shitty winter with the rest of us Michiganders. There's something nice about living in the
Welcome back.
Yeah, right. I got a good summer. I moved back at the perfect time if you are going to move back. It's nice to be home. Around good buddies.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude.
What's your safety tip?
For carpentry?
For anything. Dean safety tip.
Don't take safety advice from me. Dude, I fucking jumped off a ladder this week. I almost fucking fell on the ladder. Dude, I like dropped something off a ladder today. I mean, like I'm not as safe as I should be when it comes to a lot of things. I'll totally acknowledge that about myself. I get fumble-footed and I get so caught up in what I'm doing, like so wrapped up in like, this is how it has to work sometimes. And like, I'm so like, this narrow, all I can see is directly what's in front of me. The other things fade away, including that like safety thing for a moment. So like, I don't know, I fucking touched the blade of the table saw the other day with my finger, and luckily I touched the side of it and it chopped my fucking finger off. Like, because I felt that I was doing something unsafe.
Just like where,
and it turned.
Can you wear gloves that can protect against like?
There's ones that can like sort of can, but like, oh dude, I mean like I almost fucking took a finger off. I break things constantly. So
see, I'm clumsy like that, but like it'll like fall off the table and I'll catch it.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. Yeah, like you have good reflexes.
Yeah, I'm like,
but
clumsy.
Like I still dropped it. Like you said that one time, you're like, dude, people are like, wow, great catch. Like, no, I dropped it. Like it's not.
Yeah, like, I was holding it and it fell.
Yeah,
and I was able to like recover, which was cool.
Yeah, good recovery, but you still dropped it.
Yeah.
But with this and that one thing that I did like last week, with like the carpentry stuff, like I've been so much more cautious, and all it really ever takes is once. Like I disrespected the ladder for 1 minute, 1 second, one fraction of a second. I disrespected my footing, and I stood up straight, knees locked, and leaned in a direction. Like all the things you don't do on a ladder, and without knowing that you're doing it. Like I was doing it subconsciously, so like my mind wasn't paying attention to my body in that moment, and so I almost fucking fell backwards off a ladder, and then somehow jumped and pushed it away from me and landed like a cat.
Intense.
And I attribute it to stretching. So that's my safety tip. Stretch, be limber. Because if you're going to fall, at least let your muscles be ready for it, bro. Like I stretch all the time, constantly at work, always stretching. Like you don't want to pull something. I hear too many stories. I've had too many old bar guests and know too many old people who all say the same shit. Oh, it fucking hurts. This fucking hurts. That fucking hurts. And I'm like, you know what they tell you since you're a kid? Like if you exercise and stretch, you're not going to hurt. Like, look, I know it. We know the math. Like, just stretch. Like, stretch. Keep your body limber. You know.
Like, what point do we stop stretching? As soon as we stop going to gym class?
Yeah, I think so. Like when it became like a noticeable thing. Like, dude, I'm not saying go full blown yoga and as advice to anybody. But just give yourself a lot of these. Give yourself fucking some of these. There's stretch your fucking joints. I like stretch your shoulders. Stretch your shoulders, your back, up and down. Yeah, dude, bend over. Everybody should be able to touch their toes. Like just be able to touch your toes. That's a great metric. If you want to know if you're starting to get into a limber mode in your life because you've been stretching for I'd say 30 days in a row. If you try to touch your toes by the 30th day, you will get
most people.
Over halfway closer, if not touching them. Like, you know what I mean?
And it depends on if you're trying to stay straight, because
don't be a dick.
So like standing up and doing it is different than
like stand up straight, lock your knees, and try to bend backwards and touch your toes.
But you're never going to be able to if you don't try and touch your toes and stretch. I mean,
and that in its own is a stretch, though. That's what I mean. Like just trying to touch your toes is a stretch in its own. It'll get your are these your delt? No, these are your
hamstrings.
Your hamstrings, it stretches out your hamstrings really nice.
Yeah,
and
I'm a big fan of the quad stretch. Quad stretches are big for me.
Yeah,
it's one of your accelerator muscles.
Dude, for the first time in my life, my quads, I feel just from being on a ladder all the time, my quads are insane. Like they're just so they're so strong. I feel like way stronger. It's nice having like stronger legs and like just being limber. I'm all about being limber, man. Yeah. I fell really hard in the restaurant a year and a half ago and it hurt. I hurt. I was like, dude, all I did was fall. I mean, granted, I fell with a tray in my hand, tripped, went forward, trying to catch the glass. And as I didn't trip yet. I'm sorry. Dropping the glass off the tray. And so I'm trying to remember this whole story the right way. I'm walking forward, had a glass on the tray. Glass started wobbling, starts falling off. I start leaning forward to catch it. And now I'm fumbling with it. And I got it in the fumble. And then my feet click each other because I'm fumble-footed, right? Just so I locked in, flew straight forward. Big foretop. This thing's got steel beam, like steel posts on the bottom with a 3-inch thick block. Fucking wine glasses all over it. And I just shoulder checked the fuck out of it. Hit a chair on my left side, fall between them right underneath the table. And
was anybody there?
Oh, Maddie was standing right behind me just watching. He's this Hawaiian guy, so he's got this fun.
Was the people?
No guests at the table. Okay. No guests. The restaurant was empty, thankfully. And so I just full on eat shit. Glass shatters. Glasses are falling off the table. Glasses breaking. And I just like fucking pop up and like just like was like, I gotta just eat it. Like I fell and I'm just gonna walk it off. And so I come fucking sweep it all up, clean up my mess, explain to everyone what happened. And then I'm like, still gotta be there for 3 more hours. But like I woke up the next day and dude, like there was a hurt in my body.
Oh yeah.
There was a hurt in my body that I had not experienced before, other than like when I got into my motorcycle accident, my butt hurt. But then I got over that faster than this. Like my body fucking hurt. And so
when my son drops to his knees and like jumps on his knees, I'm like, oh, stop.
Stop. Oh, no, yeah, don't hurt your knees. Like, not the knees. No. Like, they're so weak. They're so weak.
Yeah. Like, oh.
But yeah, dude, I think I wouldn't say it was that moment where I decided to that was the moment I decided to start stretching, but it made me very aware of like I got a gym membership after that. I was going to the gym pretty recent, like regularly before COVID. And I was like, just like, I don't want to be so weak that falling like that, like hurt me for like a week, bro. Like I was hurting. And so I just like, I don't know. Now I jumped off a ladder like a cat and landed on my feet. Like, so
yeah, I remember
it's something to be even physical.
It's nice when you're capable of like running and jumping a fence real quick.
Yeah, like, I could used to never be able to jump a fence. Like I'm at my best shape at 30 than I ever was.
Hey,
like
man,
for
you're
sure.
not the only person that's said that. That's a good accomplishment.
Yeah, dude, just like feeling better.
Yeah, like for me, it's like, well, I was at the work best shape when I was 18.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about this time.
Well, you know, at some level, if you want to like break it down, you probably just thought like you were always going to be like that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you probably for the most part, while your metabolism was like peaking out, you probably just remained like that without much work.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. And then most like asshole way I'm about to say, like you just didn't appreciate it. And then you just like let it go. But dude, I've met you multiple times, like where you look like healthier and skinnier. And like, then I could tell when you're, you know,
indulging.
Yeah, a little.
Like, I'm like, I've been buying ice cream.
Yeah.
And like fast food, like lots of pizza.
Yeah, your body's used to it. You can slim up pretty quick. Like,
yeah. Well, it's just like, all right, let's just cut out the shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's start with the bad stuff.
It's all the excess sugar. That's the worst one.
I mean, for me, it's like I just need to, really get that heavy bag. I think that's going to be like a game changer for my whole life. It's gonna be the on switch.
Yeah, just gonna be punching shit all the time. You're gonna get it and never use it.
I don't know, man. So it'll probably be used like 15 times a month.
If you want to know what's so funny though about you and Chris and how much you guys like do you talk often?
I mean, often enough.
Like just how often?
I don't know.
Okay, a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll like text him.
Today he's telling me a story and he's like, yeah, dude, just walking around, like got a little workout in, started jabbing with the dog, jabbing with the baby. I'm just jabbing everywhere. I'm jabbing. He's like, dude, I'm getting it in. And I'm just like, you and Justin Korp, like you guys like are brothers. You're like totally on this wavelength. Like you'll tell me something. I won't see you for a week.
Grew up together.
I know, dude, it's crazy.
Together.
What a bond of friendship. It's just so funny to appreciate from this perspective. Cause like I talk to you a couple times a week. I talk to Chris almost every single day. And like what I'll hear from you, he'll say at some point, I'm like, I know they haven't dogged in a couple of days because he'll usually say, yeah, I was talking to Korp last night or something like that. So it's just a funny ass observation. You want this punching bag? Fucking jabbing at the baby. I was jabbing with the dog. That's so good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I do a little workout with the jabs.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going.
He was doing the whole thing.
Yeah, you got a couple different yeah, you can. There's definitely some, good cardio.
Yeah,
and low impact on your legs.
Yeah, it's crazy because I thought the ladders would be way worse than my knees, and I feel it never in my knees. Like going up a ladder, it all feels like right here, just in my quads and my calves. Okay, I'm like really surprised by that. I thought my knees, because of bartending, have always been shitty from sidestepping, and usually like mats aren't like the best. Like you can get all the mats you want and like at least it's not a hard floor, right. You know, but like it still hurts because you're just stomping around, everything's wet. And I don't know what that has to do with it, but I feel like you have to be really firm-footed behind the bar. You're gonna eat shit. Oh god, I've fallen behiin the bar too, and that's hurt. Like I just fall a lot, I guess.
I don't know, man. I try not to fall. If I fall,
falling hurts when you're older,
dude. It's like we're like further up.
Yeah,
but like no, like it's just like but it's also different. Like if I'm like playing football,
or
if I'm playing a sport and I'm like diving, falling, I'm like not like really gonna get hurt that way. Like it's like the falls that like I fell down the stairs. Like that's like
that fall would hurt.
Yeah, like
I fell up the stairs the other day and that hurt. Like slam my shin.
I'm like always on the edge of like going like just like sliding down. Like my
Do you have carpet stairs? Do you have carpet stairs?
Yeah, dude, there's so many times where I'm like,
for sure. Like carpet stairs, you can do that all day.
But I'm not doing it on purpose.
No,
it's
but
just, it's
like you're like almost falling.
I'm like terrified. I'm like, I should reach for the pole, but I know there's a chance that I'll just rip the pole off. Because I'm
you just get it.
So you do the surfer move, to avoid that. So then I go down 2 steps on my like trying to get my like just lower my butt, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's good instincts, though. I mean, you want to go to your butt, so like just get to your butt quick.
Yeah, because then you can just face.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, so I'm trying to like,
going down.
So I'm like swimming backwards,
dude. Like I'm so afraid to crack my teeth on the stairs. So it's like it's winter time now. We have bamboo hardwood stairs, and like I've fallen up them more times than I can count in my life. But I'm taller now, and I'm like probably less dexterity, maybe more, just as good as dexterity as I was younger. So but like every time up the stairs because they're slippery.
So like your foot goes on it and it slips.
Yeah, you slip up.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's dangerous. So like if you're tired and
so you can't step like that anymore.
No, you just have to step totally
with your heels.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. Yeah, it's weird. Like you have to be super cautious. Usually, what I end up do is I walk. And what I end up do. Sorry. I'm hanging on with my dad too much. What I end up doing is walking up like a crab, almost like sideways. Like yeah, like I just go up like this way.
You're gonna stand and show the crowd. That's but that's the thing. So like I'll go up sideways for my knee purposes.
Oh yeah, because you have
because I'm afraid of slipping.
Yeah, but that's why I go up. Yeah, I don't want to fall. I fucking hate falling, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't. But if I can go upstairs, I'm like, look, I'm up.
We just talked about that.
I'm
sprinting up the stairs.
Yeah, like I'm not walking. I'll talk to you at the top of the stairs. Then I'm upstairs now.
He's like, how'd you get up there so quick?
Yeah, like
just sprinting.
It's whatever. And then I'm like, I forgot something. I'm like in like 1 second. I'm just like, man.
I just know I'm gonna end up eating shit because I'm gonna be wearing socks when I fall asleep because it's gonna get that chilly.
Or if you got slippers and they had like grippies at the bottom.
Yeah, I shouldn't wear these outside as much as I do, but I definitely wear them inside a lot.
All right. I think that we're gonna call it there.
Yeah, dude, this is a 55-minute conversation about potatoes.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Like, subscribe, come back. We're gonna try and be on more consistent. We're trying to get people to interview. Their schedules are conflicting.
It's hard, yeah, because we have no clout, so they have no reason to like just come do it. So like, if you like and subscribe, that will get more clout.
Yeah,
and our friends will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a nice weekend. We should be back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Too early. See ya. Oh man, it's always so slow. Bye, YouTube.